Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jared, otherwise known as BlisseyBee, and welcome back to Sverok Pack It Up. Thank you very much to Sverok TV for inviting me back to do some more Warhammer content, and I've actually got something very exciting this week. So this week we have the brand new Sons of Behemat army, which is going to be dropping this weekend, where we have the new battle tome dedicated to the Sons of Behemat, we have the new War Scroll card, and we have the brand new Mega Gargant model as well. And this thing, from the display images and the promotion material we've got, is absolutely huge. I am so happy with this. These guys are going to be so dominating on the tabletop that you're going to be able to see them from a mile away whenever you go to an event. So, without further ado, I want to show you what's actually included within these kits. Okay, so in the Battle Tome, we are actually going to be having brand new allegiance abilities with 3 different tribes, what the Sons of Behemat will call stomps, which is the new clan keyword that we're going to be following here. So, from my initial perspective, we've actually got 3 stomps in here for each of the 3 Gargant kits, which is going to be the War Stomper, the Kraken Eater, and the Gate Crasher, or Gate Breaker, rather. We've also got our War Scroll cards, which are going to be our handy reference material. So we're going to have 1 for the War Stomper Mega Gargant, we're going to have 1 for the Gate Breaker, 1 for the Kraken Eater, and then the brand new, or rather renamed, Man Crusher Gardens, formerly known as Ale Guzzlers. All of these come with brand new stats and abilities that we can use on the tabletop. We've also got our 3 mercenary cards, so these are for use outside of the Sons of Behemat allegiance, where we're going to be having the Gate Crasher for Death and Destruction armies. We're going to be having One-Eyed Grunnock, which is going to be our War Stomper mercenary, which is for Chaos and for Destruction. And we've also got Bundo Whalebiter, which is going to be our Order and Destruction mercenary. On top of that, we've also got our 2 sleeves of tokens, which are going to be handy reminders of all of our in-game abilities as the game progresses. So with these, whenever you're going to be, for instance, gaining a command point, we'll take one out and we'll put one on the tabletop to remind us what we have going. And this is going to contain 5 of the command points and 1 for each other ability, with the exception of Rubble. Okay, so without further ado, let's actually have a look inside this kit and see what we're working with. So this kit can be built in all 3 of the variants, and all of the variants can be built from a single box as well, which is actually very handy. The price point for the box right now in Sweden is 1,380 krona, which is quite pricey, but this is also a quarter of your army, so it is worth the investment. So straight off the bat, we've actually got a nice full art instruction manual with what I assume is quite a lot of pages of instructions. And just from a little quick flick through, they actually don't look too difficult to build as well. That's actually going to be quite interesting to have a look at. So taking a look at sprues, we're going to have 1 small, and it seems they're a little bit assorted. So we're going to have all 3 of the variants on all of the sprues by the look of it. So here we've got some pieces from the Kraken Eater, and we've got the wooden club here from the War Stomper. And we've actually got the, I believe it's a pillar head or a stone figure from the Gate Breaker. And on here we've got quite a lot of the hands as well. And all of this seems really high detail. Honestly, this is actually one of the nicer kits that I've actually seen from Games Workshop in quite a while. And then we come onto the body, one of the main attractions. This thing is huge, and I'm very glad that we've actually got the legs and the body in these kind of setup, because it means it's going to be a lot easier to hide your mold lines, and it's going to be a lot easier to fill your gaps. And then the final sprue, so we've got 3 large and 1 small. We're going to have a lot more of the detail pieces. So we've got the faces on this one. We've got the extra pieces here for the Kraken Eater. We've got the rear on the shoulders here for the War Stomper. And we've even got the cowl for the Gate Breaker and the jawbone from a Megalodon. And then finally the base, which is absolutely huge. This thing is slightly smaller than something like Archeon's base, but it's still big enough to allow you to move around the tabletop with 3 of these. This is going to be a perfect size for this kit. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to build this kit, probably in the, I'm thinking the War Stomper variant to go with my own personal Chaos army. and then we'll come back to you in a few hours with a fully built model, and I'll tell you how it went. I'll see you in a bit. Okay then guys, welcome back. It has been a couple hours, I think about 2.5 in total, it actually took me to build and clean up this kit. And I can say this is honestly one of the most fun kits I've actually had in a very long time to build. This thing goes together so well, and all the little tiny details that you can actually find on here, they're all somewhat interchangeable. Which means if you don't particularly like, let's say, a couple of the trinkets that this guy has around his belt, you can swap it out with one of the other variants, and you can sort of customize to make your own unique gargan. I can say that this thing is actually a really good size. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but I'm still super happy with it. It stands about 17 centimeters tall, and for perspective, I've actually brought across some of my own personal Chaos models with me. So we're going to start off by showing you. This is the Man Crusher Gargan, formerly known as the Ale Guzzlers, and we can just see the actual size difference here. And the War Stomper is nearly double the size and mass of this guy. So these, leading the army, followed by multiple of these, 3 to 9, that's going to look super imposing on the battlefield. We also have the biggest Age of Sigmar Warhammer miniature, my very own half-painted Archeon the Everchosen here. And next to the largest miniature, it does look a little bit less impactful. It looks a little bit more down to earth. But where we truly see the scale here is actually going to be when we show you next to regular foot soldiers. So here we have a Chaos Warrior, and we also have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord. And these are the standard size for most infantry models. You usually find them around this size. So seeing a bunch of these underneath this giant Mega Gargan, that really shows a scale, and this guy is beefy. 2 or 3 of these on a battlefield, gonna look amazing. And I can't wait to show you guys how I'm gonna paint these. So, in the upcoming weeks, we are planning to actually do a painting stream for you guys over on twitch.tv/Sverok TV. And I'm going to be joined by a very, very special friend and personal guest, Liara Pamnell, who I believe has actually been seen on Sverok TV's YouTube before with vampire content, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to have another kit of these, and we're going to build it up most likely as the Kraken Eater. And then myself and Liara will be painting those up live for you guys on an upcoming weekend. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed the content, and if you enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys for the next big Warhammer thing I'm invited to. Have a good day.